This is our latest news about taxes on the Biden's administration. Let me share you my screen. As you can see here, Biden proposes a tax on billionaires as he looks to found his economic agenda. This, according to this article from the New York Times, President Biden on Monday proposed raising taxes on the wealthiest American and corporation. We're talking about 1% of the population. These are Amazon, for example, Jeff Bezos on 2018, he paid zero tax bill. We will dissect deeper how he was able to do that. This administration is running after those billion-dollar companies like Netflix, all of this consumptions that we're using, outlining billion-dollar industry, Americans and corporations outlining. This applies more on corporations, and we will know how are they going to increase the taxation for every billion-dollar industry. Outlining several initiatives in his 2023 budget aimed at bringing down the federal budget deficit and closing loopholes that allow the rich to lower their tax bill. The proposals revive elements of Mr. Biden's economic agenda that have struggled to gain traction in Congress over the last, including reversing major components of the 2017 tax law that was passed by the Republicans and promoting what Mr. Biden has called economic fairness. To give you an idea, with the 2017, there is already a 20% deduction for business owners, for qualified business business owners like those in the service industry. In other words, on 2017, if you are qualified, your business qualifies there. Even you have, let's say you make $100,000 of income and then you are going to be taxed at a $50,000, there's already a 20% discount. That is one thing that really, it's a business friendly. We did benefit on that, and as accounting company and the other service industry, there's already an instant 20% deduction. This is what Mr. Biden is trying to repeal or trying to take off, because he said this is not fair. Why are business owners like service industries, clinics are getting 20% deduction on top of their existing business deduction? This is on the 2017 tax law. The budget calls for a new tax on American household worth more than $100 million, which would require that they pay a rate of at least 20% on their income, as well as unrealized gains in the value of their liquid assets such as stocks, which can accumulate value for years but are taxed only when they are sold. Because on our current Internal Revenue Service, what they're saying here on this news, when you are making more than 100 million, you are automatically required to pay a flat rate of at least 20%. But the problem here is the unrealized gain. When you say unrealized gain, if you guys have stocks, if you have cryptocurrencies that you're not selling, but you know that you're not selling it, it's only a paper gain, and then you have that unrealized gain. He's proposing that should be already taxed, even you're not selling it, because when you sell it, that's what you call the realized gain. But now, even just a paper gain, he would like to subject it to 20%. The billionaire minimum income tax would apply only to the top 100 of 1% of American. That's why 1% of the population, and over half of the revenue would come from those worth more than $1 billion. The proposal focuses on taxing unrealized capital gains. The capital gains are gains that you're holding, your stocks, your cryptocurrencies, any type of assets more than 12 months, build up over years, but are taxed only when sold for a profit. The White House estimates that the new tax would raise about $360 billion in revenue over a decade. Wow. White House officials said the proposal would eliminate loopholes and tax planning strategies that rich have employed for years to keep their federal tax bills lower of many middle-income Americans. I mean, this is one. It's like buy low and hold your investment. Other companies like billion-dollar companies, they try to have their own income, and then they buy real estates, properties, the same business model of McDonald's, where they are actually buying real estates and they put their restaurants in that property. So that is what they're trying to aim for. That is another that's what they're after at. The Democrats in Congress have considered variety of different tax proposals that would target the wealthiest Americans, including surtaxes and wealth taxes that sweep in gains from a wide assortment of assets. Real estate is one. The Biden administration emphasized that the proposal is different from the wealth taxes that Democrats such as Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts have proposed in the past that would impose annual levies on individuals' accumulated assets. However, the billionaire tax that Mr. Biden is proposing could still face legal challenges as taxes on unrealized capital. You have to be careful, especially if you're holding cryptocurrencies. You are one of the target. If you're making $100 million, you are one of the target of this new proposed by the administration. From the different from the income taxes allowed on the 16th Amendment. However, drew criticism from some conservative groups who argued that it would deter investment. Under Biden's tax proposal, wealthy people would be rewarded for consumption and penalized for reinvesting in their businesses. I think he wants some control, check and balance, and able to avoid monopoly, because people that are having shopping malls, they're the one that have real estates, and then they also have their own like the warehouses. They're buying a lot of warehouse where they could also be the supplier, and they also produce the demand. Said Chris Edwards, director of tax policy studies at the Cato Institute, patience and prudence would be punished. The Biden plan would particularly harm leading edge industries that rely on wealthy investors to take the large risks that drive American innovation. Well, Tesla, the White House budget also calls for other tax increases on the rich. It would raise to the top individual income tax rate 39, because currently we are at 37% on the individual income tax. Now he's proposing at 39.6, reversing the 2017 tax cut ushered in by President Donald J. Trump. A White House official noted that it was the same top rate that was placed during the Obama administration. The rate would apply to unmarried individual taxpayers with income of 400,000. We have so many practitioners, nurse practitioners, doctors that are making 400,000 or more, and married individuals with income of more than 450,000 or more, Treasury officials said. Mr. Biden also proposed increasing the corporate tax. Currently, the corporate tax, these are what the C corporation, that's why they are subject to double taxation. But currently, we are at 21%. Now, he proposed to be at 28%, a partial rollback of the corporate tax cut in the 2017 law. The call to increasing the corporate tax rate drew criticism from the retail industry on Monday. Leading retailers are extremely disappointed to see a tax plan from the president that revives earlier failed plans to raise the corporate tax rate to 28%. All told, the tax proposals amount to a 2.5 trillion tax increase over a decade. It is unclear whether any of the proposals will be able to gain enough support to the Congress to become a law. Previous efforts to raise taxes on the wealthy and corporations have run into resistance from moderate Democrats, including Senators Joe Manchin III of West Virginia and Kristen Sinema of Arizona. There you go. That is our latest news. That's my 2 cents on this. As we are a tax and bookkeeping companies, we are giving you up to date for this news about the Biden administration. Let's see. But the most affected ones would be the people that are making $100 million and corporations. What would I suggest is, as early as this point, try to plan, make any tax sheltered accounts. Try to create, because this might be a long process still. And if you guys have questions with your tax and bookkeeping, we are here to help. All you have to do is book us a 30-minute free consultation. And by the way, since I'm an immigrant and I started my company from zero to virtual to having 4 different companies, I'm conducting a business startup workshop 101, a startup workshop 101 where it's a 4-hour workshop where we are covering different how to turn your idea into a business, how to register your business. We're going to talk about LLC, S corporation, those taxations. I will be the presenter, and how to market and finance your business. So those are 4 different topics in 4 hours. All you have to do is click the link below. Again, thank you guys. If you like this content, please click share and subscribe today. Stay safe. Bye.